Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitted they did not perform any legal analysis of whether the messages exchanged were illegal in any way. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitting that they never investigated the age of consent in the jurisdiction where the user's messages were sent and received. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me without ever interviewing me, the user, or any other third party, including the partner manager. It's fucking unbelievable!
That doesn't look like a guilty person to you? That doesn't look like a guilty person. A dude in a wig, sunglasses, in a susso stash, screaming in front of a camera on the internet. That doesn't seem sus to you? Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and we're trying to figure out what Dr. Kidinspect is up to. Apparently, he is back from his vacation. He wants to clear the room. He's been streaming all day today for 3 hours. Noticeably, his video only had about 60,000 people watching at the time live. Started streaming 3 hours ago. Only about 60,000. He's normally a 100,000 streamer. Doesn't seem to be the case. It's probably because he doesn't have his gang of floggies with him. The chat is subscriber only. So I can't comment on here, subscriber only, but notice per Facebook it looks like his monetization statuses have been deactivated. None of the stats in question are available, so you can't see the join button. We're gonna just thumbs down this while we're here. Cause why are you back? Why did you think it was okay to come back? But maybe he'll say something that we already don't know, or something that something significant that he hasn't said. And just to give you the TLDR, he admitted to inappropriately texting a minor. Those were his words. He said he inappropriately texted a minor, snap, and there's the post from when he said it. So it's not me saying he did it. It's him saying he did it. Somehow, some way in this video, I don't know how he's going to defend himself here, but that's what we're here to find out.
Yeah, just keep ignoring the issue and putting up this act. God, I'm so concerned and worried about everyone else's problems except mine, because I'm dealing with a deeper depression and I like to project. Oh, champs. A lot of people donating. I do appreciate it.
First and foremost, if you are someone who is donating to him, even though he's not being able to be monetized, you're a freak. All right, let's just call that what it is. You're a freak. That's disturbing. That's disgusting. And you all deserve to be investigated. You need to be put on a list.
Are you nervous to be back? After what's transpired over the last couple months, am I excited to be back to this type of world? God. Man. So glad you're back. Hey, I appreciate it, Shane. It's good to be back to a certain degree, right? We got to figure out this monetization thing. So September 25th is basically when we can reapply for partnership on YouTube,
The focus on wanting to reapply, right? He wants to reapply. He hasn't acknowledged that he doesn't, you shouldn't want to reapply. You admitted to having inappropriate conversations with a minor. Why are you in a rush to come back?
People ask, like, do I, now that you're not getting monetized, you're not going to be streaming ever again, or you're on YouTube, are you? There's an opportunity to reapply, right? September 25th is the date. So in the meantime, we'll
40-year-old man.
We'll do what we need to do. I enjoy my time here on YouTube. You know, we've built a nice, strong community for years. This is where we started 16 years ago. 2008, I think. You know?
His math is
I like my time here. And I like the community. We've got the best, realest gaming community, right? The Champions Club. And we've built it on this platform, and if there's an opportunity to reapply for partnership, and there's a date that's been presented to us, then I'm going to take it. In the meantime, like we always done, we've always stayed in our lane. We'll stay in our lane and continue to just put on a show. You know? For almost 4 years, champs, the public demanded to hear from the doc regarding the Twitch suspension. I guess since you all missed the point with my personal statement, maybe it's time to tell my side of the story.
You told your side. There's no misconception here. No one's confused. Once again, I'll snap. Here is what he said in his own words. And we're literally 20 minutes into this. Well, I'm recording this. And he's yet to say anything of interest. Like, stop edging us. Give me a full stroke so I can know what the fuck's going on. What are we?
Champs? You see, there was a lawsuit pending, and as part of that arbitration, all parties were not allowed to speak publicly about the case. I respected those rules. My lawsuit against Twitch was eventually resolved, as you all know. But even then, as part of the settlement, all parties were still prohibited from speaking publicly about the case or the settlement. However, if one side violated that confidentiality, then the other side could respond. And again, champs, I respected all the confidential obligations. But apparently Twitch's own disgruntled employees didn't feel the need to abide by those same obligations. Cody Conners, ex-Twitch employee.
Calling them out by name. Okay.
He wasn't even involved. Leaks Twitch's reported reason. Years later, Cody, why do this? What was the point? This was settled professionally.
I'm confused. Why are you blaming Cody? If you weren't texting a minor inappropriately, we wouldn't know who Cody is. So we have doc victim shaming here, or whistleblower shaming. The whistleblower is getting blamed for bringing things to the light. You don't, Dr. Kidinspect, if you keep your inappropriate conversations between you and your wife, we're none the wiser.
And you, knowing how black and white the internet is, you decided, you fucking rat, to leak the reported reason Twitch banned me in 2020. I mean, for what? Cody? Why? Did you not know the repercussions from spewing lies about the two-time?
That's interesting, Doc. You talking about repercussions. Did you not know the repercussions of your actions? I mean, you got banned on all platforms that you can make money on. So what's the deal? What's the steal here? Didn't you know? Having inappropriate conversations with anyone that isn't your wife would get you in this type of situation? Guess not.
Did you not know the repercussions of accusing me, Cody Conners? You see, you don't know.
And make no mistake, Dr. Kidinspect calling him out by name is giving 60,000 people permission to go harass him. Is giving the 94,000 people who like this permission to go harass him. Dr. Kidinspect is trying to mobilize a revenge tour. This is a normal tactic used by the right. And I already made a video about what his next move is. And his next move is to move to the right side, right-wing pipeline. It's so blatantly clear. He has no monetization on Twitch or YouTube. Probably go to Twitter. He's going to realize Elon doesn't have the money either. Then he'll probably end up on Kick for significantly less with even worse people.
Shit. And it was obvious from your tweet. You didn't have any firsthand knowledge of my dispute with Twitch. You said that I got banned from Twitch because I was sexting a minor through Whisper's messages? Do you even know what the legal definition of sexting is?
Legal definition of sexting. Sexting is the act of sending explicit images to another person using digital services. The act is illegal and punishable by very high prison sentence when the images are of minors or when the minor is directed to create or send images of themselves to someone age 18 or older. Okay, so I'm assuming the context here is because he was having inappropriate conversations that it wasn't sexting. So technically, by law, he didn't send an image of he didn't send a dick pic is basically what he's saying. And he didn't ask for a beam pic either. So he's technically right about not sexting. But you want to know, is in, I don't know how to spell appropriate. Yes, inappropriate texting with minors can be illegal depending on the circumstances. Technically, having conversations with a minor is not criminal offense. However, if the topic you are discussing are sexual or exchange of sexual explicit images with them, you could be facing some serious consequences. So while you didn't send them a dick pic, Dr. Kidinspect, you admitted that it was inappropriate conversations with a minor. So by some legal standard, you are guilty. Now, the fact that this legal standard didn't elevate oh wait, you guys couldn't even see that. I'll post it up here. Just because it didn't escalate to that doesn't mean that you're somehow, because it's not the word used in question, doesn't mean you're absolved of the crimes that you've committed. So just putting that out there, okay? Calm the fuck down, loser.
I do. And yeah, I used Twitch's whispers, but trust me, I wasn't sexting anyone. You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs. When you and all these so-called journalists, Cody, fired off your tweets.
I guess I'm a journalist now. Hey, yo, that's love.
Did any of you consider that the Twitch user may have been over the legal age of consent at the time of the messages? You didn't.
We wouldn't have to. If you said it was a minor. You said you were having inappropriate. You said it. You said it, sir. So we wouldn't have to guess. And we don't have to because you said it was a minor.
Neither did any of these journalists, and neither did Twitch at the time of the ban.
Twitch has everyone's information. When you log into Twitch, you have to give your information. So Twitch definitely knew that who you were talking to was a minor. That's why they banned you. Like, he's talking. Okay, I have to remember. He's talking as if he's trying to defend himself to people who already believe him. Because if you take a second to just think about what he's saying, why would Twitch need to confirm the age of the person you're sexting or having inappropriate conversations with? It's almost as if Twitch could just simply look at your profile and look at their profile and see the ages put in there. Or if you're implying that Twitch should go in and take ID photos of everyone's conversations, well, then that's where you're kind of going to you're missing the point, Doc. Furthermore, this isn't even about the minor. Why are you having inappropriate conversations with anybody other than your wife? I have a question for you, Doc. At the end of this, I got a question for you.
You also tried to tell the world that I was trying to meet up with this user at TwitchCon, but you're wrong. Let's set the record straight. I never intended to meet this user ever. We never made plans to meet at TwitchCon or anywhere else, and in fact, we never met in person ever. Your bullshit accusations gave false courage to other former Twitch employees to make shit up as well. I suspect all of you sort of planned and coordinated this attack. These big-time publications, these journalists, these various outlets are sort of just gossip channels now. Don't you think, champs? They act like they're just gossip channels now, without any real journalism and real research happening. They reported on all this based on leaks from 2 former Twitch employees, one of whom was supposedly on the trust and safety team. If these anonymous sources worked on the trust and safety team at the time of my Twitch suspension in 2020, then you would hope they would tell the truth. But apparently that's just too much to ask. If these former trust and safety team members, and by the way, I know exactly who they are, actually had firsthand knowledge, then what they conveniently left out is, 1, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally admitted that the whisper messages were not sexting.
How did you know? How do you know that? Did they admit that to you? Do you have that in writing? And once again, don't get it twisted here. He's trying to conflate the two. He is saying it wasn't sexting. And we now saw the legal definition of sexting is sending provocative or inappropriate pictures or asking for them from minors. He didn't do that. He was having inappropriate conversations with minors that may, based on the context of the conversation, escalate to criminal offense. So he's done something illegal, probably, more than likely, admittingly, but he's just saying, I didn't do this. We're not worried about that anymore. But he's still talking about that. He's still talking about the sexting. No one cares about the sexting. We care about the inappropriate conversation, the thing you admitted to. Talk about that. But once again, this is how he's trying to clear his palate. By saying he's innocent of something that he knows he's not being accused of behind closed doors. It's a sleight of hand. You could easily be deceived and disoriented by this if you're looking to forgive him. But if you're someone that understands the law, or maybe have more than 3 brain cells, you can smell the filthy guilt on this dude's breath from a mile away.
And 2, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally acknowledged that the whispers did not constitute child sexual abuse material CSAM. I'll say it again. Neither I nor the Twitch user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images.
Twitch doesn't get to dictate the laws. Their terms of service are not laws. They do not clear you of guilt in the court of law, maybe in the court of public opinion. But if you really want to know, why don't you turn yourself in and see what happens?
Cody Conners and these other anonymous sources are trying to paint a picture that I was exchanging sexually explicit messages and photos with this Twitch user. That never happened. I even used the word inappropriate purposely. And look at how it was defined by everyone, champs. Huh? Including these defaming articles. I'm sorry, but mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes taken out of context should have never led to me getting banned from Twitch in the first place. I mean,
now he's trying to lighten it up. He didn't say in his initial tweet that it was just a joke. He never once mentioned it was just a joke. Now it's a joke. I was just kidding, guys. Relax. Stop being a snowflake. Look at how quickly he's trying to turn the tables. It is truly fascinating to see a wounded animal begging for mercy. Wow, it was a joke. Doc, would you think it's a joke if someone was talking to your daughter like that? How old is she now? Would you be okay with that, Doc, if someone was talking to your daughter? A 40-year-old man? And at the end of it, it's just a joke, Doc. It's crazy to see. Like, you can really tell when a man doesn't have women's best interest at heart. Like, this isn't even about, like, it really is at the core, taking care of women. But it's just, this is not a person I would trust around anybody I cared about. Look how quickly it was a joke. It wasn't serious. But if that was his daughter, he'd be ready to arm himself. Be ready to fight. Never trust a person that says he only looks out for people he loves. Super sus.
How would each of you look if all of your private DMs, your text messages, your chats were looked at, dissected, and taken out of context by someone who's deliberately trying to find something inappropriate in those words?
I'll be the first to tell you, I'd be perfectly fine. Clap it. I'd be perfectly fine. You wouldn't find anything inappropriate that I wouldn't be willing to defend. Have I sent comments asking girls out and saying, "Oh, girl, you look fine. Oh, you got a nice ass," and this? Yes. I'm not married. I don't have a girlfriend. At the time, I didn't have a girlfriend, and every last one of them were of age. And some of them declined my advances, and I even said, you know what? I'm not going to message this person anymore. And then some let me go ahead and make it to first base. You feel me? You feel me? I made it to first base. It was that easy. The fact that you can't say that, Doc, is kind of sus. He's telling on himself.
And this is not a situation where a victim publicly accuses someone of wrongdoing. That never happened here. We're talking about allegations that Twitch made against me as a half-baked reason for justifying their actions of suspending and shutting down my channel. Allegations that Twitch made without even a legal analysis of whether the whisper messages were legal. You see, I engage with my community. I engage with other streamers. And through Twitch Whispers, I communicate with Twitch users. Conversations that consisted of a variety of playing games and gaming politics, content creation, random stuff. This was the extent of my whispers with this Twitch user. On June 21st, 2020, my ex-Twitch partner manager learns that I exchanged whispers with the Twitch user. And I say ex-partner manager because for years, this guy didn't do anything for me, my community, or my channel. For years. I'm talking no front page love. You're talking about the face of the platform, right? Literally. The face of the platform. and I know Champions Club remembers this. We got zero front page love on the website. He was never on my channel. He didn't follow me on Twitter. He wouldn't even inform us about Twitch rival tournaments. We're talking about the two-time Twitch rival tournament. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you want to play in it? We got zero support from this guy. And it was just so obvious that he carried a grudge against the two-time. So after we signed with Twitch in 2019, we asked for a new partner manager. And just a few months later, that ex-Twitch partner manager is directly involved with getting me banned. Coincidence?
So he's mad because he didn't get invited to the front page? You're not Kai Cenat. You're not iShow Speed. You're not Ninja. You're not Hassan Piker. I didn't know. I've never seen you stream on Twitch. There are millions of people on Twitch. Way more. The most famous, the person who just recently won the streaming Twitch award, whatever. Snap, this girl. She had like 5.5 million. She's shitting on you, bro. But that's the thing. He's gonna shift the blame. They had it out for me. I asked for a new partner, and that partner deliberately wanted to get me. Doc, and I don't want anybody to forget this, so I have to keep repeating. You admitted that you had inappropriate conversations with a minor. I have to repeat that because it sounds crazy hearing you. You're trying to defend yourself. It's not working.
The Twitch user tells the ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch. I'll repeat that sentence one more time just in case anybody missed that one. The Twitch user tells this ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch.
Hey, you want to know the cool thing about minors? Is that they have adults who make decisions for them because they're minors. So just because this minor doesn't want to report you doesn't mean that the adults in the room shouldn't. He is oblivious and treating this minor like an adult, which further lends credence to why he was having inappropriate conversations with them, because he doesn't really see them as a kid, as a child, as an undeveloped mind to be molded and created in a positive light. He's admitting that he's okay with the things that he's done because the person he did it to doesn't count.
But this ex-Twitch partner manager encourages the user and even directs them to file a report directly with Twitch, even though the user told him clearly that we never physically met anywhere and that no photographs were exchanged. On June 24th, 2020, Twitch's special operations team receives and reviews the user's report. They find no issues.
Is that a dude?
And determine that it did not warrant any further escalation to Twitch's law enforcement response team. That would have been the end. That should have been the end. But that partner manager, oh boy, did he had it out. He had it out for the two-time. He finds out that no further action will be taken, so what does he do? He personally escalates the report to a friend on the Twitch's LER team. The LER team, remember, that's the Twitch's law enforcement response team. He escalates the report to a friend on Twitch's LER team. So a day later, on June 25th, the LER analyst pulls the entirety of the whisper messages and begins discussing them with his director of the LER team. Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time and does not have access to their computer or work files. Let me just remind you, I went through a multi-year, a big-time arbitration, okay? And, you discover a lot of stuff. Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time. The LER analyst cherry picks and sends a few targeted excerpts out of context from the whisper messages to this director. Now, if you do this, you can make anyone's messages look inappropriate, even when they aren't. Within less than 1 hour, this LER analyst and his director have made the decision to suspend me from Twitch. Twitch submits a report to NCMEC. You guys all read those little articles, huh? The NCMEC. Twitch submits that report. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Guess what? As far as I know, and over 4 years have passed, they didn't do anything with the report. As far as I know, they didn't.
Yeah, because they haven't booked you doesn't mean that there's not a problem. The report documentation talking about in 2019, 19,475,000 missing kids were documented in 2019, extending all the way out to 2012. They are busy dealing with things that probably escalate to a higher threshold than some dude having inappropriate conversations on the internet. With child trafficking to child endangerment and domestic issues. Not saying that what you did was something to be ignored. I'm just saying that things have tier lists and priorities. And for you to think that just because they haven't come for you, that they don't have your name on a list somewhere, is this is the privilege showing, right? He thinks he's okay to do and say what he did and get away with it. But there's probably an underlining grovel here that you're probably starting to sense, and I hope you're sensing into, because the thing that could vindicate this man today, on the day, 2 years ago from today, the day of the incident, there's one thing he could have done to completely resolve himself of all of this.
Escalate Twitch's report to law enforcement. Mind you, the same people that made this decision admit internally that the messages did not constitute sexting. The same people that made this decision at Twitch admit internally that the messages did not warrant any child sexual abuse material charge. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitted they did not perform any legal analysis of whether the messages exchanged were illegal in any way. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitting that they never investigated the age of consent in the jurisdiction where the user's messages were sent and received. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me without ever interviewing me, the user, or any other third party, including the partner manager. It's fucking unbelievable!
That doesn't look like a guilty person to you? That doesn't look like a guilty person. A dude in a wig, sunglasses, in a susso stash, screaming in front of a camera on the internet. That doesn't seem sus to you? Nah, he did it, bro.
I'm not going to get into every detail regarding my legal case, but these former Twitch employees that claim to have firsthand knowledge, they just don't have a clue. They didn't report any facts. The judge in the case determined that the whispers were not illegal. So then why did Twitch use these messages against me? Why did Twitch treat the doc so differently from their other streamers? I mean, outside of the obvious. I mean, just take a look at me. Unfiltered. The realest motherfucker in this industry. 6'8", gorgeous, athletic, successful, college degree, college athlete, bourbon business, gaming studio, beautiful family. And trust me, we've worked hard for over a decade to improve as a person, a husband, and father, and to get where we're at today. I mean, I'm in such a good place today. And all these people, they all act like they're just so perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. Sometimes I do. But I also didn't do all the shit that they're saying I did. But then that doesn't make a story, right? They wanted media attention. The media wants controversy. And by sensationalizing all of this with big, inaccurate headlines like sexting and sexually explicit, you all got what you wanted at the expense of the two-time. The reality is, they wanted to cut down the doc. Plain and simple. Take a look at some of these horrendous acts of Twitch streamers that were never banned. I've got some examples right here. Example number 1. A streamer that frequently used the N-word while publicly streaming, which constitutes a violation of Twitch's policies if accompanied by hateful intent. Twitch scheduled a meeting with the streamer to ascertain his intent to determine whether his conduct was a violation of Twitch's policies, ultimately determining it was not a breach of Twitch's policies.
Nigga, shut up. Because I'm almost sure that if this person is black, Doc, you are dumb as shit. But the bullshit he's been feeding us is hard for me not to believe that this person is black. Shut your dumb ass up, Doc.
Why wasn't I called into a meeting? Why wasn't my intent taken into consideration, champs? Example number 2. Streamer was reported for discussing doing things with deceased animals and discussing pedophilia, all while live streaming. Never suspended, but instead given a multi-million-dollar contract. Example number 3. Streamer was reported for a sexually explicit stream involving children and telling children to send Snapchats of them playing with themselves. Never suspended, but instead, given a multi-million-dollar contract.
Who is he talking about? How is this proof?
It's so
he doesn't understand how proof works. I'm starting to realize that Dr. Kidinspect doesn't know how proof works. When you say you have proof of something, you just show it and then let people come to terms with the proof. The proof should speak for itself. If he's talking about a black person saying the N-word, then of course a white business company can't come in and tell him, hey, that's inappropriate. You know, you black people shouldn't be able... Shut up, dumbass.
obvious that certain Twitch executives, employees involved had personal biases against the doc and used all of this as an opportunity to terminate my contract. Go back and look at the timing of all this too. The doc's termination lines up with two preferable, profitable, and expensive streamers leaving Mixer. As soon as Twitch knew that Mixer had failed, and go look at the timing. These other expensive streamers needed a new streaming platform. So Twitch rushed through its decision to terminate the two-time.
Like, the excuse he's making here is kind of dumb because Twitch is owned by one of the biggest companies in the world. It's not a money issue. Like, it is a money thing, but it wasn't that they didn't have the money. They could have, they have the money in lots-os. But you really are giving yourself credence and credit where it's probably not due. You're not that interesting, Doc. I hate to tell you. Talking about 6'8" athlete, college. Motherfucker, there's my NFL shit. I can bench a house. I got multiple degrees. I'm successful. I'm good looking. My hair is real. The beard is real. The stash is real. I don't wear sunglasses inside.
You see, I shouldn't even be banned from Twitch.
I'm not banned.
It has affected us on so many levels. Back in 2020 and now in 2024. And Cody Conners, I just have to say it again. Why would you do this? Like I said, this was handled professionally years ago. No fucking wrongdoing. But because of you, Cody, we just lost. Fuck, man.
He's actually blaming Cody for this, not himself.
Unfortunately, we have to lay off people from Midnight Society.
Yeah, you motherfucker.
Right.
You're not
Because of
part
you,
of
Cody.
Midnight. He lost. The CEO removed him. You're the person who got fired. He's delusional. Okay, the doc he's delusional. Dr. Kidinspect is delusional.
You know, through all this, we are where we are. And like a fucking man, I'll accept it. What I don't accept is sitting quietly by and let these idiots attack me with false accusations. No. For all these doc haters out there too, oh man, the ones that project and project and project and project and worry about everyone else's problems, right? I can't understand that mindset. I could care less. We've always stayed in our lane. But somehow, some way, these people, they just get in our lane. For all you doc haters, I'm sure you'll just like dissect all of this and still find a way to publicly criticize me.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
what you need to do.
Okay.
I'll say this isn't for you.
Oh, it's not for me.
This was for my team today, my community, my friends, la familia that have supported me. And I'm not denying the exchange of whispers, champs. I'm not denying that to all of you out there. It looks bad. I have no way of knowing if the Twitch user thought our exchange of whispers was inappropriate. But what?
Could you imagine being an adult and having inappropriate conversations with a kid and then wondering why people are surprised that the conversation you had is inappropriate with kids, and then being upset at the kid for not understanding that it was a joke? The same kids that we trick into believing a tooth fairy will come and give them money in exchange for their teeth. The same kids that believe a fat, robust, rotund, jolly white man finds a way into every single child's house to give them gifts if they are good and give them coal if they are bad. Like, you're surprised that the kid didn't understand Pythagorean's theorem, relativity on the motion of no space, big NO notation. What's the time dilation versus space capacity? You're surprised the kid didn't understand that. You're surprised that the kid didn't understand the pulmonary effects of edema on the left side of the heart. Gee, I wonder why.
I apologize. All I know is that I never did what Twitch, Cody Conners, or the public is claiming that I did.
So what did you do? Show us. Tell us.
That's it. I'm not saying anything more about any of this, right? Unless I need to, because trust me, I have more I haven't disclosed. I just want to get back to what we do best.
Talking
Put on
to
a
kids.
show.
Oh.
And climb our way to the tippity top of the mountain, man. In our own lane. That's it.
Okay, my final thoughts on this, and this is going to be short. Doc, Kidinspect, if you want people to believe you, if you want people to stop demeaning you and treating you like a PDF file, you have to show us the messages. You have stated in this that you, because they spoke about it and broke the arbitration agreement, you can now reply in kind. And you can reply in kind as you see fit. Doc, show us the message. Show us what you said. And I really do mean this, let the people decide if you should be known as Dr. Kidinspect or Dr. Disrespect. Let us clear your name. I would be more than happy to examine them and give you my honest opinion. But until you give us something other than your own admission that you were talking inappropriately with a child, a minor, my friend, my enemy, go to hell. There's nobody defending you in this current status that will be looked upon lightly in the future when the inevitable truth comes out. But just listening to this and my commentary in between, it's very clear that you don't understand what you did was wrong. And it's very clear that you don't believe your punishment and your consequences are acceptable. And that lets me know you're probably doing something wrong. And that's more than enough for me. I just wanted to get this out. I know he came out, he's literally still live, so hopefully, I beat the midnight rush. But let me know what you guys think. Like, share, and subscribe. Dr. Kidinspect. Fuck.